Greetings of the day, learners. Welcome you all in English class. This is chapter number 4 in the Kingdom of Fools from your book Movement, written by A.K. Ramanujan. This is second part. In first part, we have already discussed its introduction, theme, and message. Now, in this part, we'll see detailed explanation of the chapter. So, I hope that you all are ready. Let's start. In the Kingdom of Fools. In the kingdom, kingdom means a country ruled by a king or queen. A kingdom means a country ruled by a king or a queen. Of fools, both the king and the minister means both the person, like who is the most important person for a king to advise, means his minister. They both were idiots. Idiots means fool. They both were idiots. They didn't want to run things like other kings, and what they thought that they should not run their kingdom as other people are doing, other kings and ministers are doing. So they decide to change night into day. So what they have decided? They decided to change night into day and day into night. Means how they can change day into night and night into day. Like whatever task we are doing in night, that we are supposed to do in day, and whatever we do in daytime, we will do in night time. They ordered that everyone should be awake at night, like nights are meant to sleep. Now what they have ordered, that in the night everybody will awake, they won't sleep till their fields and run their business. And what they will do in the night, they will work in their fields, farmers will work in their fields, and rest other businessmen, they will do their business, like whatever market and everything they will do in the night, only after dark, and go to bed as soon as the sun came up. Now what we do generally, when sun rises we get up, we leave our bed and we do our daily work. But in this kingdom it was totally uh, different, it was totally opposite. So in the daytime when the sun will come, they will go to bed. Anyone who disobey would be punished with death. And to assure that everyone is following the rule made by king and the minister, they assure them that if anybody is going to disobey means they will not follow the rule, what will they give to him? They will punish that person with death. Now everybody is like they, every citizen is, they become very fearful about their life, so they all started following the rules made by king and the minister. The people did as they were told for fear of death. And what was the reason they followed the king's order? Not they trusted him or they respected him because of the fear of death. The king and the minister were delighted, and both the fool king and the minister, they were delighted as the success of their project, and they were very happy, like everybody was following their orders. One day, a guru, but what happened one day? A guru and his disciple arrived in the city. As you know that the monk, they move from one place to another place with their disciple. So like this only, a guru and his disciple, they came to this city. It was a beautiful city, and literally it was a very beautiful city. It was broad daylight, and when they arrived in the city, it was daytime. But there was no one about. But why? What was the strange thing about the city? Guru and disciple find that nobody was seen in the marketplace or nowhere. Everyone was asleep. And what was the reason? Because it was the daytime. According to the rule of the kingdom, everyone was sleeping. Not a mouse stirring, not even you could see a mouse moving from one place to another place. Even the cattle had been taught to sleep by day. Even the people of the city, they have taught their cattle to sleep in the daytime. The two strangers were amazed. Amazed means they were surprised. Two strangers. Who were the two strangers? The guru and the disciple. They were surprised. what they saw around them and what they are seeing, that it is a beautiful city, everything is there, houses are there, but they could not see anyone, and wandered round town till evening. And they were moving in the town. Wandered means they were moving around in the town till evening, when suddenly the whole town woke up. And when sun set, like it was the rule, when the sun will rise they will go to their bed, and when sun will set they will wake up. So this way happened. Everybody started getting up from their bed, and they came out from their house, went about its nightly business. And now you can see, like guru and disciple, they could see that everybody is out for what, for doing their nightly business, means whatever the task we are supposed to do in the day, they were out of their houses to all those tasks in the night time. The two men were hungry, and now, like these two men, Guru and his disciple, the whole day they were moving in the town, but they could not get anything to eat. Now they were hungry. Now that the shops were open, now they could see the shops were open. They went to buy some groceries. Groceries means like vegetable, fruit, something like that. They went to the shop to buy these things so that they could prepare their food or they could eat fruits. To their astonishment is to their surprise. Why? What is the surprising thing here? They found that everything cost the same. Like when we go to the market, we find the difference in the cost of the object. But what was the strange things in this town, like everything, whatever the thing you are supposed to buy, it was at a same price. And what was the price of the thing? A single dudu means like it was the currency of that city. Whether they bought a measure of rice or a bunch of banana, it cost a dudu. Means it doesn't matter. They were buying the rices in kgs, or they were buying the bananas in dozens. It cost a single dudu. The guru and his disciple were delighted, and they were very happy. They could buy things in so cheap price. They had never heard of anything like this, because they could never find a city in which they could find a thing so cheap. They could buy all the food they wanted for a rupee, because dudu means a rupee, so means they could buy everything in a single rupee. When they had cooked and eaten, the Guru realized that this was a kingdom of fools, and it wouldn't be a good idea for themselves, for them to stay, as Guru was very intelligent. And what he find that whatever the scene he has seen, like everybody was sleeping in the daytime, and they are working in the night time, and everything is very cheap. So it is a sign of foolishness of the city, or whatever the king and minister. So Guru decided that it will not be a wise decision to stay in such a place. This is no place for us. Let's go. And what he ordered or suggested his disciple, that this is not a right place to live. We should leave. He said to his disciple. But the disciple didn't want to leave the place. Now, why could not he leave? Why could not the disciple think to leave that place? Because he was very easily getting everything in very cheap price. Everything was cheap here. All he wanted was good, cheap food. So whatever he wanted, like what a disciple and a guru want, they need food to eat, and every food was very cheap, and they could buy it only 1 rupee. The guru said, they are all fools. This won't last very long, and you can't tell what they will do to you next. Means he could sense something wrong is there. Like this is a fool decision. Like if they can take such decision, you cannot predict in future what they are going to do with you. So as Guru was intelligent, he could sense this. But the disciple wouldn't listen to Guru's wisdom. But now disciple was very fascinated about the city, with the cheap prices. He didn't listen to his Guru's wisdom. He wanted to stay and he was determined to stay this place. The Guru finally gave up and said, and now when Guru tried to convince his disciple but he was not ready to listen to him, then Guru gave up and said, do what you want, I am going, and left. And by saying these words, Guru left the city. The disciple stayed on, ate his fill every day, and he was staying in the place. He was eating good every day. He was enjoying bananas and ghee and rice and wheat and grew fat. And as he was getting everything in cheap price, so he could buy a lot of things, and he became fat like a street side sacred bull. Bull means like bull. You all know what is bull, and sacred means pure bull, like Nandi Bell or kind of. So he became as sacred and like pure, fat as bull. One night day, a thief broke into a rich merchant's house. So what happened? Till here, everything was going very well. Now, what happened in the city? One bright day, as like why day? Like if we think of theft and robbery, we will think at a time when everybody is away from that place or might be sleeping. Means in our society, if thief thief is planning to steal something, he will plan in the night. But it was totally different here. So that's why the thief broke into the into a rich merchants means businessman house at a daytime because everybody was sleeping. He had made a hole in the wall and sneaked means moved secretly in, and he could enter in the house very secretly. And as he was carrying out his loot means whatever he has taken from this house, he stealed or he found in his robbery, the wall of the old house collapsed means to fall, means he was on the wall and suddenly the wall collapsed. It fell down on his head and killed him on the spot, and because of this incident the thief was killed at the spot. Now what happened if a thief is doing such thing in our society? We will have an action against the thief, but it was a kingdom of fools, so it was totally different. Instead of running from that place, the brother of the thief, he went to the king and complained. And what he complained, can you imagine? A brother of thief is going to the king's place and he was complaining, your highness, when my brother was pursuing his ancient trade means he was doing, he was stealing something, he was on theft, a wall fell on him and killed him. This merchant is to blame. And who is the culprit? Whose wall it is? It was the wall of merchant. And that's why he is the culprit. He is to be blamed. He should have built a strong and good wall. Now, can you find it funny? Like a brother of thief is going to the king's court and he's blaming the merchant not having a good wall so that it could provide a help to thief so that he could steal properly. It is a funny thing. You must punish the wrongdoer. Means instead the thief is actually the thief is wrongdoer, but he's saying that that merchant is wrongdoer because he didn't have a proper wall. Wrongdoer means convict. And compensate to make, compensate means to make good for the losses, means he should be penalized, he should give something to compensate the life of his brother, the family, for this injustice. Now didn't you find it funny? It is totally funny. Like a thief is brother of thief is going, and instead of the merchant was looted, he has to pay some amount for the life of the thief. The king said, justice will be done, don't worry. And at once someone means to call for, someone means to call somebody or something, the owner of the house. And king assured the brother of thief, and he ordered to call ordered his soldiers to call the owner of the house. When the merchant arrived, the king questioned him, "What's your name?" "Such and such, your highness." When merchant arrived, king asked, he started inquiring or asking questions, like he started like, "What's your name?" And he answered it like, "Such and such is my name, your highness." "Were you at home when the dead man burgled?" Burgled means to break into your house. Like when the thief came into your house without any permission or information, that is burgling or breaking into your house. "Yes, my lord. He broke in and the wall was weak." Yes, he came, but the wall was weak. It fell on him, and accidentally the wall fell on him. The accused. Accused means convict. Pleads guilty means the merchant started asking for uh, mercy. "Your wall killed the man's brother." And what happened? Because of your wall, the brother of this man has been killed. "You have murdered a man" means directly you are the reason the man was murdered. Is directly you have killed that man. "We have to punish you, and because of the law and to give justice, we will punish you. We have to punish you." "Lord," said the helpless merchant, and he became helpless and said, "I didn't put up the wall. I was not the person who made the wall. It's really the fault of the man who built the wall." Means who is the culprit here? The man who had built the wall is the main culprit. He didn't build it right. And why he was guilty? Because he didn't made it properly. You should punish him, and that's why he should be punished by you. Who is that? Who is that person? Who is that mason? "My lord, this wall was built in my father's time." And at what time the wall was built? At my father's time. "I know the man. He is an old man now." And now the person who made the wall became an old man. "He lives nearby." He is living nearby. The king sent out messengers. Messengers means person with message, to call that person to bring in the bricklayer. Bricklayer means mason who had built the wall, and bricklayer means the person who had built the wall. They brought him tied hand and foot, and they brought that person with they tied his hand and foot. "You there, didn't you build this man's wall in his father's time? So just answer me, didn't you build the wall, this person's house at his father's time?" "Yes, my lord, I did." And he accepted that he had built the wall. "What kind of a wall is that? What kind of a wall you have made, like that you built? It has fallen on a poor man and killed." Like poor man's the thief. He is addressing the thief as a poor man. Like because of your wall, that poor man has been killed. You have murdered him, and you are the reason that because of you the person was murdered. We have to punish you by death, and we are going to punish you with your life. Means we will sentence you death because of your this serious fault. Before the king could order the execution, execution means to carry out the plans or the death penalty, the poor bricklayer pleaded, and he also asked for the mercy. And he said, "Please listen to me before you give your orders. Just king, at least listen to me before you give me the death penalty. It's true, I built this wall. It is very true that I was the person who built this wall. It was not good, and I admit also that this wall is not good, but that was because my mind was not on it, and all because I was not concentrated on my work that time." And why? I remember very well, and I remember very well a dancing girl was going up and down, and a girl whose profession was to dance, and she was going up and down that street all day. And that day the girl was coming and going from this street all day with her anklet jingling. Anklet means, you can say, pile women used to wear in their feet. anklet jingle, and they were making sound, and I couldn't keep my eyes or my mind on the wall I was building, and because of the sound I was distracted. I could not concentrate on my work, and this was the reason I didn't build the wall properly. You must get that dancing girl. I know where she lives. Means what he's saying, that who is the guilty person, who is the culprit. The dancing girl has been become the victim now. I know she has become the culprit now. I know where she lives. You are right. The case deepens. Now the case deepens means case become has become very serious. We must look into it, and now we must take it very seriously. It is not easy to judge such complicated case. And now what the king is saying, it is not easy to give decision for this such kind of complicated case. Let's get that dancer wherever she lives, and call that dancer wherever she is living. The dancing girl, now an old woman, means if we are talking about the time of the merchant's father, the mason has become old, means the lady also became old. She has become an old woman now. Came trembling, trembling means shivering, to the court. She was scared. Did you walk up and down the street many years ago? Like, what can you guess that a stupid king is asking a stupid question? Like, were you going up and down in such and such day in the street while this poor man was building a wall? Means when you were moving here and there in the street when this poor man was building a wall. Did you see him? Yes, my lord, I remember it very well. The dancer also admitted. So you did walk up and down with your anklets jingling, means you were wearing your anklets that time, and you were moving up and down in the street. You were young and you distracted him, and that time you were young and beautiful, and because of that this man mason was distracted because of you, and he could not concentrate a good wall, concentrate on making a good wall. So he built a bad wall, and bad wall means you were the reason, because he had made a bad wall. It has fallen on a poor burglar. Now, because of this, it has fallen on a poor burglar and killed him. Burglar means thief. You have killed an innocent man, and because of you, the innocent man, like now, who he addressing as an innocent man, a thief, he has been killed. You will have to be punished, and now the punishment, you will be punished because of this serious work. She thought for a minute and said, and now like it was obvious that she is going to protect herself, and now she thought and said, my lord, wait. I know now why I was walking up and down that street, and I remember now why I was moving or going again and again in the street. I had given some gold to the goldsmith, and what happened, I have given some gold to the goldsmith so that he can make some jewelry for me. So to make some jewelry for me, he was a lazy scoundrel. Scoundrel means dishonest person. So he was a lazy person. He made so many excuses. Said he would give it now and he would give it then. So means he was not giving a proper time, and he was like giving lots of excuses for delaying his work. So would give it then and so on all day, and he was giving me such excuses, and was not giving me my jewelry. That this was the reason I was coming again and again in the street. He made me walk up and down, and because of him I was coming in the street down to his house a dozen times, like a dozen times, or many times I had came to his house. That was when this bricklayer saw me, and this was the time when this bricklayer saw me. It's not my fault, my lord. It's the demand damned. It's the damned goldsmiths, or like who damned me? He was which person? He was the goldsmith's fault. A poor thing, like, oh, poor thing. She's absolutely right. Like now, king is agree. Now she is completely right. The girl is completely right. Thought the king, weighing the evidence. Now he was calculating all those evidence We have got the real culprit at last. At last, somehow, after lots of questioning and all, we have got the real culprit. Get the goldsmith, wherever he is hiding at once. Like, call him wherever he is living or hiding himself, call him in the court. The king's bailiffs means officers, searched for the goldsmith, and they started searching for the goldsmith. Goldsmith means sonar, who was hiding in a corner of his shop, and he was scared and he was hiding in the corner of the shop because he must have heard about the case. When he heard the accusation means charges against him, he had his own story to tell. Now he was ready with his own excuses and story. My lord, he said, I am a poor goldsmith. I am simply a poor goldsmith. It's true, I made this dancer come many times to my door, and it was true that I made her many excuses, and I didn't, I was not able to deliver his jewelry on time. I gave her excuses because I couldn't finish working, and it is true that I could not give him her jewelry on time because I was giving lots of excuses her jewelry before I finished the rich merchant's order, because I was working on a rich merchant's order. They had a wedding that time, means there was a wedding in the rich merchant's home coming, and they wouldn't wait, and obviously he is not going to wait for it. You know how impatient rich men are, and you know that how impatient, how does these rich person behaves when they order to get something and all. Who is that rich merchant who kept you from finishing this poor woman's jewelry, made her walk up and down? And who is that person, who is that rich person, because of that you gave lots of excuses this poor woman, and that's why she was coming to your home again and again, which distracted this bricklayer, which made a mess of his wall, which has now fallen on an innocent man and killed him. Can you name him? Means now you can see that everything is in moving in circle. So now he's asking that who is the rich person. The goldsmith named the merchant. Now that goldsmith, he named that merchant, and he was none other than the original owner of the house. Again, now it's a funny thing, where they started, they came there only, like it was the house of the merchant who has been called at first time, whose wall had fall, means whose house was burgled by the thief. Now justice has come full circle. Now it was total moving around and around with the one person only, thought the king. Back to the merchant. Now he came to the back to the person merchant. When he was rudely summoned back to the court, he arrived crying, it wasn't me but my father who ordered the jewelry. He's dead, I'm innocent. Like he gave his own excuses. And, my lord, it was not me, it was my father who ordered the jewelry. I'm an innocent man. But the king consulted, he means he discussed with his ministers and ruled decisively, and he gave a decision. It's true, your father is the true murderer. Means we agree that your father is the main culprit, he is the true murderer. Can you imagine? He is blaming a person who is already dead for a murder. He's he's dead, but somebody must be punished. Means now we must punish someone in his place. You have inherited everything. Inherited means you have got everything, his wealth, his house, everything, from the criminal father of yours. Means he was a criminal father, and you have got his wealth and house and everything. Means you are going to get his even punishment also, his riches as well as his sins. Means whatever he has done, you are going to pay for it. I knew at once, even when I first set eyes on you, that you were at the root of the terrible crime. You must die. Means the foolish king, he said that I knew it very first time that you are the only culprit person. And he ordered a new stock. Stock means, stock is what? Stock is a wooden post that is like pointed into the ground to support a thing like a pole on which you can tie up a rope and you can hang somebody, to made ready for execution to carry forward the plan or for the death penalty, as the servants sharpened the stock and got it ready for the final impaling of the criminal. It occurred to the minister, and the rich merchant was somehow too thin to be properly executed on the stock. Means somehow it happened that the that the structure, the wooden stock, it was bigger than merchant's neck. So what happened, like he was not able to get fit in that shape. He appealed to the king's common sense. The king too worried about it. Like they could not punish the merchant. Now they were thinking what to do now. What shall we do? He said. Then suddenly it struck him that all they needed to do was to find a fat man. Now look the justice, the fool person they were doing. Like somebody, the thief, he did illegally, he broke into the house illegally, and they were punishing innocent people for his crime. And now the person who has nothing to do with this case, means only the crime was that he was fat enough to fit in the stock, the merchant was immediately sent all over the town looking for a man who would fit the stock. And now they started searching a man who would fit in the stock, and their eyes fell on the disciple. Now the story comes to the disciple, okay, who had fattened himself for months on bananas and rice and wheat and geese. Like everything was very cheap, he was getting everything, he became very fat. And now the story connected this way to the disciple, like he has been called to the place because he was having a fat neck, so that it could get fit in the stock. Okay, what have I done wrong? What I have done? Like I have did nothing, I am innocent, I'm a sannyasi. I'm a sannyasi, I'm not doing anything wrong. He cried. That may be true. So the soldiers are saying what it may be true. The king is also saying that, but it's the royal decree. Like decree means order, that we should find a man fat enough to fit the stock. Is when the soldiers were taking him to the place, he asked that what I have done. I have done nothing, I am a sannyasi. So what did the soldiers reply to him? That it may be true, or it is true that you are an innocent person, but we have been ordered to get a man who is fat so that his neck can be fit in the stock. They said, and carried him to the place of execution. And they have taken him to the place of execution. He remembered his guru's wise guru's word. Now he is remembering all those words his guru said. What he said: this is a city of fools, you don't know what they will do. This is how it is connected. While he was waiting for death, he prayed to his guru in his heart. He started remembering his guru, or memorizing or praying his guru, asking him to hear his cry wherever he was. Like as sannyasis, they are very pious, they are very pure, and they have lots of abilities to hear from a distance voice. So the disciple, he was praying his guru wherever he is, he should listen to him. The guru saw everything in a vision. So guru, he was able to hear his disciple's voice, and he saw everything with magic or something. He had magic power. And why, how he could do that? Because he had magic powers. He could see far, he was able to see distant things, and he could see the future. And he was wise enough so that he could see the future, as he could see the present and the past. He arrived at once to save his disciple, and he immediately came to that place to save his disciple, who had got himself into such a scrap through love of food. And because of his love of food, he put himself into the problem, into the difficult situation. As soon as he arrived, As he arrived means Guru arrived. He scolded the disciple and told him. He started scolding him and he started fighting with him. Something in a whisper, and he said slowly something in his ear. Then he went to the king and addressed him. O wisest king, who is greater, the guru or the disciple? Now what he like, this is whatever he's going to do, it is a different thing. It was a trick to save his disciple. And what he just said something secretly in the ear of his disciple and addressed the king, who was fool, but he addressed him as a wisest one. Who is greater? He asked the question that who is the greater one, guru or disciple? Of course, the guru, no doubt about it, and there is no doubt that guru is always greater than a disciple. Why do you ask? Then put me to the stock first. And what replied the guru said, if I am the greater one, then give me the punishment first. Put my disciple to death after me, and give the punishment to the disciple after me. When the disciple heard this, he understood and began to clamor. Like, he understood that my guru had some plan to save me. Me first. He brought me here. You brought me here. Put me to the death first, not him. Like, he started fighting. Like, you brought me here first, so I should be given the punishment first, not he. The guru and the disciple now got into a fight, and now they started fighting about who should go first. And what was the topic of their fight? Like, who should get the punishment first of that death. The king was puzzled, and it was totally surprising for the king that he could not understand why these two people are fighting to get the punishment. This behavior. He asked the guru, why do you want to die? What is the reason why you want to die? Who? We chose him because we needed a fat man for the stock, and we just chose this man because we needed a fat man so that his neck should be fit in the stock. You shouldn't ask me such question. Guru replied, you should not ask me such question. Put me to death first. Just give me the death penalty. Replied the Guru. Why? There's some mystery here. Means like the king tried to show that he is very intelligent. Like, some mystery is there. As a wise man, you must make me understand. Like, just tell me what is the reason. Will you promise to put me to death if I tell you? Guru said, if I'm going to tell you, are you sure that you will? Do you promise me that you will give me the punishment at first? Asked the Guru. The king gave him his solemn words. The Guru took him aside. He took the king aside out of the servant's earshot and whispered to him, and he told something in his ear. Do you know why we want to die right now? Do you know why we want to get the punishment? The two of us, we have been all over the world, but we have never found a city like this or a king like you. Like, we never saw such beautiful city or a king like you. The stock is the stock of God of justice, and this stock is the symbol of the justice, God of justice. It's totally new. It has never had a criminal on it, because no real criminal got punishment through this stock. Whoever dies on it first will be reborn as the king of this city. And it was a trick totally. And what the guru said, ki whosoever is going to die first on the stock right now, he will be the king of this city, and whoever gets next will be the future minister of his country. Or whosoever will get the punishment on second number, he will be reborn as a minister of this country. We are sick of our ascetic life, and we are very sick of our the sannyasi life. It would be nice to enjoy ourselves as king and minister for a while, and we want to live as a king and the minister. Now keep your words, my lord, as you promised me that you will surely give me punishment and put us to death. Me first, remember, and you promised me that you are going to punish me first. The king was now thrown into deep thought. Now he became very serious and he started thinking. He didn't want to lose the kingdom to someone else in the next round of life, and he became greedy that for next life he even wanted the same kingdom to rule. He needed time. So he ordered the execution postponed to the next day and talked in secret with his minister. So what he said, he postponed the punishment and secretly he consulted with his minister. It's not right for us to give over the kingdom to the other in the next life. Let's go on the stock ourselves and we will be reborn as king and minister. Again, holy man, do not tell lies, he said, and the ministers agree. And now what they planned, okay, it is not good. Like, I don't want to give my kingdom to some other person from even for next life. And because saints, they don't tell lie, and he must be telling right or true. So that's why we should give punishment to ourselves so that we can have a next birth as a king and the minister of the same kingdom. So he told the executioner, "We will send the criminals tonight." So the person who was responsible to give the punishment or to put the execution, he has been sent a message that we will send the criminals today only, tonight only. When the first man comes to you, put him to death first. So whatever the first person comes to you, give him the punishment. Then do the same to the second man, and those are my orders and these are my orders. Don't make any mistakes and don't make any mistakes. That night the king and the minister went secretly to the person, and they secretly went to the person, released the guru and disciple. They freed the disciple and the guru and disguised themselves as the two, and as arranged beforehand with royal servants, were taken to the stock and promptly executed. And themselves they got the punishment, they did everything, they gave order, and the two soldiers took them to the place, and the person executioner, he gave the punishment. When the bodies were taken down to the throne to crows and vultures, the people panicked. When they just brought out the bodies of the person who has been punished, to give it to the crows and the vultures, the people panicked. The people, they started worrying about, they saw before them the dead bodies of the king and the minister. Now you can guess how fool they were, king and the minister. The city was in confusion. The city was totally confused why the king and the minister punished themselves. All the night they murmured and discussed the future of the kingdom. They were murmuring, they were speaking slowly, they were discussing, all those people, like who will be the, what will be the future of a kingdom which uh, don't have a king and minister to give orders and everything. Some people suddenly thought of the guru and the disciple and caught up. Then suddenly some people, they thought about the disciple and the guru, and they went to them. And that time they were preparing to leave town unnoticed, and they were preparing to leave town without being in noticed. We people need a king and a minister. We people of the city need a king and a minister. And someone other agreed, and other people, they were also agreed, definitely they need a king and the minister to rule the city. They begged the guru and the disciple to be their king and their minister, and they requested the guru and disciple to be the king and the minister of their city. It didn't take many arguments to pursue the disciple, but it took longer to pursue the guru. Means it didn't take too much time to convince the disciple to be the minister of the city, but it took a long time to get to to get ready the guru to be the king of the city. They finally agreed to rule the kingdom, and they agreed for the welfare of the people. Kingdom of the foolish king and the silly ministers, on the condition that they could change all the old rules, and on the condition that if they will be the king and the minister, they are going to change everything, old rules. From then on, night would again be night, and the day again would again be day, and you could get nothing for a dudu. It became like any other place. Means they made a decision from today. Night will be the time to sleep and to rest, and day will be time to work, and you won't get everything in one paisa. Means everything, every article will have a different price, and it became like other places. Everything normalized. It happened like this way. The intelligence or wisdom helped to save the disciple, and they could manage to even change the king and the minister of the country. I hope that you have understood the chapter and the explanation. Thank you very much.